Hello, welcome to another Batmobile build. We're continuing on where we left off the last set of kits, and one of the things I had issue with the last set of kits. I did break a screw here. I was able to drill it out, and where they give you plenty of extra screws to use, I drilled it out and was able to put a screw in place. So that steering gearbox isn't nice and secure now, so don't have to worry about that.
That's good.
So, a little concerned with that because I was tightening it down and it just snapped right off. You got to be something to watch out for these tiny little screws they give you. Don't take a lot of force to break them if you get them too tight or cross thread or whatever. And so I got plenty of extra screws. That's around a magnet.
Yeah, I always try to keep them magneted around when I got a bunch of little screws, just in case I drop one.
I got a little tray over here. I keep extra parts and screws in.
Learned that trick from my stepdad.
We got first kit we'll work on tonight is number 39.
Yeah.
It looks like it's the rear brake drums for the car. And we got magazine 39. We got the episode 39 of season 2. September 21st, 1966. Minstrel Shakedown. Each magazine, like we've covered a few times before, and several times before. Now we're on kits 39 through 44 tonight. You get a breakdown of each. The magazines are in sequence with the episode of the old live action cartoon. I was going to say cartoon, but it's almost like a live action cartoon. But original live action series with Adam West and Burt Ward, and breakdown, a little synopsis review of each of those episodes. You get a modern age comic book storyline summary and review, and Batman through the years. Silver Age Batman. We're going to be focusing on the kit stuff right now. We've got to cut some hoses for the brake lines.
So, weird fact, September 21st, 1966 was when Jimi Hendrix changed his name.
Ah, interesting. So, we got the rear left brake drum, right rear brake drum, backing plate, rear brake line, brake hose junctions, rear brake line brackets. So we got to cut 3 different lengths of hose. And the first thing we do, let's go ahead and move the giant Batmobile where we can get work on this. Wasn't expecting around rooms building this thing. This thing's quite large. Set that down. Bring up the kit. More loose screws. All these are plastic parts. Oop. And they're labeled left and right, so we can't get them mixed up. That's the backing plate. Those are points where the hoses will connect to. And brake drums. We need a 50 millimeter 150 millimeters, and 500 millimeters. I think my calibers go to 5. We're going to have to take a guess on that one. Actually, just not. I'm going to cut the other two and just not cut the other one. And then see where it needs to go, and I'll cut it then.
Yeah. My dogs have been asleep all evening now, besides through the stream. They're getting up, eating, and doing stuff. I figure it's time to be active now.
Yeah.
Dogs are better about it than cats. Usually if a dog is active at night, they're not, harassing you too much.
Yeah, the puppy's outside, or she would be harassing me.
Whereas if a cat is active at night, like while you're sleeping, they're running over the top of you.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to cut ear on the side of caution and make them a little bit longer than what it calls for. They give you more hose than you need. That's the first one. Now 150, that's to the max of my calibers go. What I'll do, I can measure me out 100 on my grid, and I can measure out the 5 that way. That's 101. So
that part would make me a little bit nervous.
The cutting the hoses.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's 100. So I need to count me out 5 of those. Length. So that's 200. That's 300. That's 400. That's 500. I need 3 500s. Good day. I was sitting there like, I got a lot of extra hose left. And I looked over at the instructions and like, oh.
I feel like this is a little bit like you ever look at comic book stuff, you're like, well, that's kind of ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
According to this, says Batman knows 127 martial arts styles.
Yeah, it's a little much.
My question is, after you learn your first 20 or 30 different martial arts styles, is there a whole lot of point to learning more?
Yeah. So he can counter everybody's move, no matter how obscure the martial art.
Yeah. And how different are some of those martial arts would be the second question.
Well, the time you learn, like, once you know, like,
if you learn karate and judo and Krav Maga and...
Yeah. The Jiu-Jitsu, the Kung Fu, karate.
Like, I imagine there's got to be some overlap in there.
Yeah. Basically just need to, like, develop Just develop a style like Bruce Lee's Wing Chun, where it's a mix of different martial arts.
That's probably what he uses.
Just after get this first one cut, I'm taping it to the board and then measure off that one. All right, so we got 3 500s. One 150 and one 50 millimeter. All right, we got the 500. We got take the first 500 millimeter piece and push it into the end of the pin on the this brake distribution block. All right.
I'd be tempted just to do all the outside stuff and be like, just give me all the outside kits so I can make it look good.
Yeah.
On the shelf, because I'm not going to open it up. But, I guess that's the difference between a model kit and like a toy, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
This is more about the putting it together. I guess it's equally about displaying it, but it's also as much about putting it together, whereas,
yeah,
a toy or a sculpture can just be about displaying it.
So, we didn't get any screws in this kit, did we? Nope. So we're just putting the hoses on. Okay, we got to run with plug-in. $50 goes on the left, then the 150 and 500s, and these 500s will run down the frame. Gotcha. Prepare the 500 millimeter brake line assembly through the other side of the car. Okay, let's get these, start plumbing the brake lines. Let's get the car back up here. All right. Oh. Let's see. I've got to flip it upside down, so I need something to prop the engine on. There you go.
You ever notice in the old movies, you can always tell when it's a stunt car that they wrecked?
Oh, absolutely.
Because they have the big metal plate across the bottom.
That, or The engine's completely missing.
Yeah.
So, make sure I'm getting this right. This will go into the spot back here on the back of the axle this plugs into. Actually, let's go before I plug this in. I'm going to go ahead. Is that the 50? That's the one. That's the 150. That's the 50. It'll be easier to plug these in before I plug it into the axle. I think they expect everybody to have little fingers. There we go. Okay. I'll feed this one through here. Now we flip it upside down. Hold on. Can you talk while the dog's barking?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Just trying to figure something out. Are the dogs barking? What are they,
She wanted out.
just... They wanted to get up and get out. I guess once you wake up from your nap, it's a good time to go to the bathroom. So, probably a good time to go let the dogs out. We gotta... Let's look at other interesting Batman facts according to the internet. He also knows 23 plus languages.
Right.
And has an IQ of 192.
All right. Sorry about that. Wait a minute. Left is get the 50 millimeter. Right.
What is Batman's main weakness? I'd say that it's the fact that he's just a fleshy human.
Yeah, well, that'll do it.
Yeah, so here's what I don't get. Why didn't, one of the mob bosses that has some kind of organization just start, relentlessly pursuing the Batman until he's so exhausted that, he can't continue.
Well, that's what the Nightfall was with Bane. He actually released every prisoner from Arkham to exhaust Batman, and that's when he fought Batman, when he was exhausted. He broke him mind and body.
don't think I caught all of that story. I think I only got parts of it.
They were kind of hard to get back in the day if they were selling out so fast. Puppies got back in the house. The other dog went out and the puppy got back in. I was like, yay.
See, that would have been 1993 and 1994 when the Nightfall storyline came out. Means I would have been in late grade school.
Yeah, it first came out, I didn't have a license when it first came out. I didn't get my, I don't think, when did I get my driver's license? Maybe I did.
Well,
I did for part of it.
1993, 1994.
Yeah, I had a license then. Hey. These things are going to be fiddly. Not a lot to do in these kits. It's just fiddly work. And be right back when we get some glue.
Okay. Wayne Enterprises is supposedly valued at $31.3 billion.
Got my glue and let the puppy back outside.
According to Batman number 701, his favorite food is mulligatawny soup.
Oh yeah,
Whatever that is. Whatever that is. I think I looked that up before.
Okay.
Let's see. To become Batman, it cost approximately $300 million.
So, not just anybody be Batman. You gotta be filthy rich for your parents to get murdered.
And filthy rich, yeah. So mulligatawny, I guess is how that's pronounced.
All right, let this sit for a minute.
Tamil cuisine. And the word McGill means black pepper. And tawny means water. So it's pepper water soup.
Seems awful plain food.
According to the Oxford Companion to Food, simplest version of the soup includes chicken or mutton, fried onion, and spices. Some of those versions often call for lentils. Let's see if we can actually find a recipe for it. There we go. Here's a 5-star recipe from All Recipes. Let's see what the ingredients are. 1/2 cup of chopped onions, 2 stalks celery chopped, 1 carrot diced, a 1/4 cup of butter, 1/2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, 1.5 tablespoons of curry powder, 4 cups of chicken broth, 1/2 apple cored and chopped, a 1/4 cup of white rice, 1 skinless, boneless chicken breast cut half into cubes, pinch of diced thyme, salt, ground black pepper to taste, and 1/2 cup of heavy cream heated. Seems simple enough. I mean, it sounds like it'd be good. It's like a Indian version of a chicken soup. It's chicken and rice instead of chicken noodle.
Okay. Now, we got these connected. Definitely recommend putting a little dab of glue on those hoses. Okay. This one. All right. This one will run outside the frame rail through here. And this one goes. It seems like it's going to be a pain in the butt to do, but we got to go through underneath.
Oh, let's see. Darth Gutierrez. Party on, gentlemen. Party on, Garth. A little bit slow on the pickup there. I was distracted. Bane is very intelligent. I think people tend to forget that. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. He's genius level intellect. And it's like a lot of these shows like want to make him just be a big, dumb, hulking brute.
He says, can you fools imagine Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk being Batman? Not really. Maybe they don't have enough childhood trauma.
Bezos could be the what you call it, Lex Luthor.
I get the impression that Bruce Wayne has some charisma, and Elon Musk has never struck me as the most charismatic individual. Straightforward, but not very diplomatic. But maybe if you have enough money, you don't have to be diplomatic. You can just be straightforward, and that will do.
All right, so these are going to go.
I wouldn't know. I don't have money.
This way.
I was pretty sure from the Lego Batman movie that his favorite food was lobster thermidor.
Alright, so we got
like a lobster hacked in half and cooked with butter. Let me look at the recipe.
Some of this stuff seems like it would have been nice to have these parts earlier on. Before I put the chassis completely together.
Yeah. So first you cut the lobster in half lengthwise, remove the meat from the shell, chop the lobster meat into bite-sized pieces, melt butter in a large skillet, add shallots and garlic to the butter, add flour, whisk to combine, stir in some cognac, slowly add the milk, add the cream, salt and pepper, remove from heat, stir in the cheese, mustard, tarragon, and parsley. I was with it until it said mustard. I don't know how mustard and lobster would taste together. Fold in the lobster meat. Transfer the lobster to the lobster shell. Place the shell stuffed side up on a baking sheet, topped with cheese. Broil for 5 minutes until golden. Bubbling, garnish with parsley, and serve.
This is hold the brake hose in place on the other side of the axle. Which way does the loop go?
So what's Garth up to this evening? Garth. Tried to say his first name and last name at the same time.
Pushes in
Superman
there.
works for Batman indirectly. As Clark Kent works at the Daily Planet. The Daily Planet is a joint venture between Morgan Edge, Franklin, Stern, Lex Luthor, and Bruce Wayne.
That's later on.
Thought, is Morgan Edge not a bad guy?
Yes.
Isn't Franklin Stern a bad guy? Isn't Lex Luthor a bad guy?
Yeah. But they don't. Publicly, it's different. Different between like how they're known as being good guys or bad guys. Depends on the story.
It's that Obi-Wan Kenobi reasoning. It's all from a certain point of view.
Oh, okay. Prepare 3 500mm pieces on brake lines for the later assemble feeding through the underside of the car as shown to the backing plates for safety assembly. Flowing this way. And where did it connect?
Son of a Crown Slayer says, "Hey now." I'm not sure what they said that to. It was a minute ago.
It's nice to know what these connect to. Just feed up through the chassis until we're told otherwise. Just says put them up through here.
Apparently there's a University of Victoria Science of Batman course. University of Victoria in Canada offers a course in, yes, that's right, the Science of Batman.
Okay. Seems like a good use of money.
Mostly talks about how the Batman uses the human body to its extremes.
Back in my day, that was just called a comic book store. We just go talk about stuff with other people.
Yeah. Probably a little bit more nerdy about it. More formally nerdy as opposed to incidentally nerdy. Like academic. Which is a good thing. We need academics.
Yeah. It just sounds like nerds paying for their opinion. My opinion's more valid because I took a class on it.
Well, there's some truth to that. You have to be informed before you can have an informed opinion.
It's called me reading the books.
Yeah, that's good. Reading the books is good. You can do it yourself. Sometimes it's easier to have some help.
Sure, getting the brake lines fed up through where they need to be. Taking a little long for this first kit, but the other one's going to be easy. All right, got everything fed through. The annoying part was like you got these long lines just dangling until we get other stuff. I got this long brake line coming through here along the chassis. I got this long fuel line hanging out here. So what's our next kit? Number 39. Wait a minute. I just looked at 39. Never mind. 40. Episode 40, Barbecued Batman. September 22nd, 1966. Some of these days storyline, that's a new 52 storyline. That's pretty new. All right, yeah, this is a simple one. We're putting a hub together. Knife. There's a knife. We'll get the chrome rim and the inner hub. Two-piece wheel design. Pieces die cast. That one's back chrome plastic. Really not much to this. It's just going boop. It's together.
Everything doesn't have to be hard.
Yep. The last kit took a while, so it's. I'm glad this one was simple. And this continues to work. This the tire. This is episode 41. The spell of Tutankhamun. No Man's Land from 1999. Really good Alex Ross cover.
Yeah. I was looking at some of his art today, and that guy is just phenomenal.
Oh, I didn't have to put my camera upside down, so everything's upside down on the screen. Sorry about that.
Yeah, the attention to detail in his work and the care at which he goes about his craft is just, I mean, it's just, I admire that guy. Partly because I know exactly how long it takes to do some of that stuff and to get good at it. There's no shortcuts for getting good at it, that's for sure.
There's a big Kickstarter thing too this year too. It's like an anniversary of Kingdom Come, I think.
Yeah, I saw the Kingdom Come movie.
I guess we're just going to combine what we did, basically what we did combine earlier, and just boom, boom. Which now we got the back part of the wheel rim.
Darth Gutierrez says, "I'm good, Cannon. I had off from both jobs. Well, both jobs. Ugh. So I had an appointment to do errands, opportunity to do errands, etc. Thank you for asking. Having the day off from both jobs is good. Having to have to work two jobs, that's the state of our economy right now, it seems."
Yep.
Oh, they don't have to work two jobs, thankfully, but my one job is barely making it. I mean, my bills are paid, but that's about all. I had to cut out on a lot of the fun spending.
Tut's Case is Shut, episode 42, September 29th, 1966. And we got 1972, The Lazarus Pit. It's the first appearance of the Lazarus Pit. Batman was there at the get-go of the 70s martial arts craze and typical action-packed covers from Neil Adams. Ra's al Ghul rises from the dead in Switzerland base. It's the very first appearance of the Lazarus Pit. Yep.
Which one is that?
The Lazarus Pit, 1972. All new stories, Batman, number 243. It's interesting that it's almost the same time period for like the Batman in history. They picked a storyline from the review, then they talk about Batman in history. It's near the same time period. 1976. Neil Adams era.
Batman changed a lot over the years.
Oh, yeah.
I remember when I was a real little kid, he still was carrying around a gun.
We get the rear ring or the hub piece of the rim, center cap, and the spinner. And then all the screws and hardware to put it all together. Okay, we got AM screws, FM screws, CP screws, 42D washer.
That's a lot of screws and washers.
Yep.
Let's see.
And we're going to use one of the parts from the kit 39, the brake drum. Connects to the back of this. Okay. Need CP screws. CP. Just a little fiddly work with getting the ram together because you gotta basically hold it together, line everything up, hold it in place. And it just moved. Once you get the first one in, it's a little easier to do the rest.
Yeah, that makes sense.
One thing you don't have to worry about too, the tires, the tread patterns, like bi-directional, so it don't really matter which way you put it. You got the Firestone. It's cut down on molding too. They only have to make one tire, and it works for everything. You got your Firestone wide oval, Firestone wide oval. All that's all the same, both sides. So they only have to tool up for one tire. The only annoying part is we didn't get both rear tires for this box set, but we will get the other wheel, the next kit. It's already shipped, so we may have a second build this month, depending on what time it gets here. This kit was running late, so that's why I'm doing it now.
Apparently, so the fictional character Batman has an IQ of 192. There's a guy, Young Hong Kim, with an IQ of 276. In April 2024, the Giga Society, a group of people with IQs above 190, claimed the South Korean's Young Hong Kim had the highest IQ in the world with a score of 276. He serves as an intelligence specialist.
Bull from Night Court had a 181.
Advisor at the World Mind Sports Council, World Memory Championships, World Speed Reading Championships, and World Mind Mapping Championships. Kim, who had a perfect score on various experimental high-range intelligence tests, is also president and executive director of the United Sigma Intelligence Association.
we are going to use the washer and the FM screw to mount the rim. Doesn't really matter which one because they're all the same, so I'm just going to do this side. It's actually for instruction says it's for the other side. I'm doing this side because it's here in front of me. It don't matter. Camera's reversed anyway, upside down, so I'm putting it on the side the direction says yes, yes.
That's like, so if the average person has IQ of like 100, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, somebody with the IQ of, what was this guy's IQ? The smartest guy in the world.
200.
No, it was 276 or something. Yeah, 276 is what it was. If he's got an IQ of 276, that's almost 3 times smarter. I don't think that scales quite right, because you're considered... mental retardation is considered with IQ of 70 or lower.
Which I tend to feel that in modern society there's quite a few of those.
Well,
I'm kidding.
average means it's in the middle, right? So,
yeah.
I mean, if that's at the peak of the most, individuals are going to be around that. That's going to be in the middle, which means you got 50% of people are going to be below that, and 50% of people are going to be above that. Which, if I think about, which percentage, I wonder, falls underneath that 70 mark, if 70 is mental retardation.
Except for everybody who watches our channel, they're extremely intelligent.
They are. You can tell by looking at them.
We attract the most intelligent collectors and hobby specialists.
You ever look at the news?
Yes.
There's a water-powered, like a robot, like a humanoid robot with water-powered muscles.
Oh yeah, I've seen those.
It's weird looking. Kind of creepy. A little bit creepy.
Those fiber strand, like mechanical arms and stuff. Those look. They move real natural, like, but they are kind of creepy looking. Look like an arm with the skin peeled off.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, it looks real creepy.
Issue number 43. Stage 43. The greatest mother of them all.
Darth says as long as we don't go full retard.
The man behind the red hood.
I liked the, have you seen the show Westworld? Like the new version, the show, not the movie?
I watched the first season, that's all.
The android designs in those, I thought were really cool.
We're going to start working on the exhaust system here. The left exhaust pipe, right exhaust pipe, muffler top, CM screws, AP screws, KP screws. All right.
Artificial photosynthesis breakthrough revolutionizes. This revolutionary gel turns the sunlight directly into clean fuel.
I'm down on the floor for a moment.
I wonder what it takes to produce the gel, if that's also a clean process. Somebody at MIT created a real-life tractor beam. It's just really small, designed to capture cells. This chip-based tractor beam uses intensely focused beams of light to capture and manipulate biological particles without damaging the cells.
Well, they were like talking to them too, like with years ago, they were talking about like transporter technology, like stuff like that. And so basically, it's like what most people would theorize what the transporter would be is it's like a type of cloning. You're like making a genetic copy of something. Scientists were talking about the energy, like they will reproduce one atom, but basically duplicate it. And what do we do with tweezers? That's why I would Star Trek. I like Star Trek, classic Trek stuff. Like I say, classic Trek up to like Enterprise. Everything beyond that's just trash. But that's the only thing I've never liked Star Trek: the transporter technology. It's like it kills you every time you get in it.
Yeah, I mean, essentially,
it is a murder machine. So anybody who's ever been in Star Trek, who's ever been through the transporter, is not the same person because they die.
They just totally gloss over that, though.
Oh yeah. They did.
Apparently, the thymus has been discovered to help fight cancer, according to ScienceAlert.com.
Where's my key?
Says that if they remove they used to think that the thymus was a useless organ in adults, but it's shown that if it's removed, people's risk of dying and getting cancer at least doubles. FDA to finally ban controversial ingredients in popular decongestants.
How about the yellow dye number 5, which is actual straight up poison?
Nope, that's still okay for us to consume.
Yeah.
Star Trek hasn't caught my attention. I doubt it ever will. Looks boring.
Oh, classic Trek was much better. Like I say, classic Trek. The remastered original 60 series, I like it, and I like the Next Generation. The first 2 seasons are kind of like meh. If you want that series, it's best to start watching from season 3. But with Deep Space Nine, I liked it a lot.
I would say that Deep Space Nine is probably, like, if you've never watched Star Trek before and you want to try it out, Deep Space Nine would be a good place to start, because it's not
Agreed.
It's like where Star Trek finally was.
It acts more realistic.
It's like where it finally got its groove. I think was Deep
Yeah.
Space Nine. Like the other were they kind of were washed in and out of the zone, so to speak. But with Star Trek 9 or Deep Space Nine, I think they finally kind of found their groove. And out of the Star Treks, I liked it the best.
My favorite captain is Cisco. Avery Brooks, fantastic actor.
Yeah, it was a great series. Well, I mean, it had a lot of Star Trek Deep Space Nine had a lot of things going for it. It was
more. It seemed more grounded, more realistic, even though it was Star Trek.
Yeah.
Because yes, the Federation don't have money, don't use money, but other societies still do. So they got to interact with them. So if the Federation does have money, they just lie about it. They have lots of resources.
I don't know that they lie about it.
Well, they act like they're like not really lying about it. They act like they with no use for money, but they do have a use for money.
Darth is not convinced. He says, "Thank you for the recommendation, Ken, but I'm not going to check it out." That's all right. I'm just saying, if you decided that you had nothing else in the world to watch and you needed a show, and that was the last one that was out there, that all you had left was Star Trek, then that would be an okay one to start with.
Yeah.
It'd be the least cringy at times.
Yeah, Enterprise is pretty good too.
Enterprise is pretty good too.
That one wouldn't be a bad one to start with too.
I would still say start with Deep Space Nine.
Yeah.
If you're going to start watching it.
Hey, Q annoyed the crap out of Picard. Only showed up one time on Deep Space Nine because Cisco knocked the shit out of him. Picard never hit me. I'm not Picard.
This is true.
Oh. Oops. They used their own screws. I was like, KP screws. What? I don't have any more left. I wasn't supposed to use those there. Hopefully I didn't make the holes too big.
Discount alert. McFarlane Toys Gold label. Amazon exclusive DC Multiverse Clayface and Batman. And Batwoman 3-pack. Apparently it's going for $43.99 on Amazon. I don't know. I've been tempted to buy that Clayface a couple times, but I've not done it.
I think the articulation's kind of crap on it. Like a lot of his figures. And it looks like a big old piece of poop.
It kind of does. But, you know, Clayface kind of looks like that anyway.
True. He's a poo monster. Yeah, that's a lot more.
Reminds me of Name Withheld says, "Hi everyone."
Hello.
Reminds me of have you ever played the game Conker's Bad Fur Day?
Nope.
It's an entertaining game about a squirrel who drinks too much. And in there he fights the Great Mighty Pooh. And if you ever have the chance to look up Conker's Bad Fur Day Great Mighty Pooh song, it's entertaining if you listen to it.
I think I've seen the song. That sounds familiar. the creature.
Yeah, it's funny. It was an entertaining yet wildly inappropriate game.
The best kind.
Era says that all of the McFarlane figures are articulated statues. That sounds about right.
Yep. They make the models and badly cut in the articulation.
Well, I mean, and for some of them, like especially his older stuff, when he was doing his older stuff, like the manga spawn and things like that, those figures for that time period they looked awesome. But they still didn't move for anything.
Okay. Now we need to set this.
They looked great. There was also a poo monster in the comic Wanted. I don't think I'm familiar with that. Which is not a surprise because, you know.
Now we get the car back up here.
It's me.
It's me.
I'm pop culturally deprived.
It's me. I'm the problem. Alright. Got to move this over here. I'm looking forward to working more on the top side and not quit having to find ways to prop up the vehicle from keep from hurting it.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, look, I got the wheels on the right side, according to the directions.
That's it's important to do that.
So we're going to run this piece of the exhaust. Oh, it goes this way. There's goes to the tailpipe. These are probably resonators instead of mufflers. There we go.
I feel like Wanted as the best thing Mark Miller wrote. So when Justice Buster. The Justice Buster.
Justice Buster is like the Batman's Hulkbuster Iron.
Batmech.
Yep. Which goes to show that Batman's insane because he can make Iron Man suits, but he still runs around in like Kevlar and spandex. Like, if I can build Iron Man suits, I'm going to have that to go fight crime in and not spandex.
Yeah. Let's see, is it on sale currently? Yeah, it's on sale on Amazon for $36. The Justice Buster has a big head.
Mm-hmm.
Garth remembers Conker's Bad Fur Day. Yeah, it was great. The sunflower was messed up.
All right, we got the exhaust installed back here, which you now need to put in a small screw here. Get it on screen. Let me put the screw in right there.
I haven't looked at like toys in a while.
I get the Target's had the Odin on sale for $37.
They have the Odin on sale.
Mm-hmm.
They don't ever put anything on sale at my Target.
Well, you can actually do store pickup too.
Or by the time it is on sale, it's like I also don't go out much. People scare me. Not you guys, you know.
I think that little kid, like this with mom's, like he goes, "Uh-oh, people."
Yeah, exactly. Dar says thinks that the most realistic Batman suit is Pattinson's. That is why I think of when I picture the real Batman. A real life Batman. Yeah, I liked this. I liked the Pattinson movie. There's some people that didn't like it, but I liked it.
I thought it was all right. It's pretty good.
I like the fact that it wasn't just him just beating everybody up all the time. There was actually a investigative, you know.
Mm-hmm. Ma Parker, episode 44, October 6, 1966. In the previous episode, the Tories villain Ma Parker and her gang moved into town, took over Gotham State Penitentiary, but not before arranging to dynamite the Batmobile when it hits 60 miles per hour. Dun, dun, dun.
Was that the plot of Speed?
It couldn't go below like 50 miles an hour on Speed.
And what was it?
If it hit 60 miles an hour, it'd blow up.
Oh, so it was opposite of the opposite of the plot to Speed.
We got Secret Origins, Green Lantern, and Poison Ivy's duo story. It's got the origin story of Poison Ivy. Green Lantern book. 300th issue of Batman in 1978. There's your classic Joker.
More advancements in robotics. Super strong. Robotic arm lifts 1,000 times its own weights.
And looks like we're just putting the mufflers together and not installing them. Or they're calling them resonators, which seems more like the little ones are the resonators and these are the mufflers, but whatever. We don't need the car for this kit. Let's see. Sit them down. We got kit 44. I didn't get any screws out. Screws are in the bag.
Yeah. Darth, you're right. I agree. The Batman is the first live-action movie that shows his intelligence as a detective and his detective skills. Yeah, because not really in any of the rest did it ever explore that aspect of him. It kind of hints that he does some of that in the 89 Batman, But it doesn't really go into it very much. It just shows, oh, he did research. He's reading things and watching the news. But it didn't ever show him like investigating any of the crimes or anything like
Well,
that.
he did in '89. He didn't like figure out was able to figure out where the poison's at. It's in the chemicals and the
he figured that out. But it didn't show him doing any investigating. Like it didn't like there was no exposition on that part. It was just he's found out some stuff about Jack Napier's background, and then he's releasing information to the news. But it didn't show him going to the chemical factories or, with a line of products, testing them on, little furry rodents. Or, whatever they need to do to.
So we're going to do it this way.
Find out that it was a combination of chemicals.
And the news crew had to quit wearing makeup. It looked awful.
The new Spot figure that they just released from the Spider-Verse movie, I'm not a fan of. Well, I wasn't a fan of that version of the Spot anyway, because he looks ridiculous.
So I want to... Need to start the threads on the hole before I put it in. Come on. There it goes. The little screws are not want to stick to the magnet very well. The magnet screwdriver.
Darth grew up watching Batman Returns. I would dress up and I would watch it as a little boy, but looking back, it's not my favorite Batman.
Yeah. The Michael Keaton Batman's, it's definitely the weaker of the movies. It departed too much of being Batman. It's like he killed people in that movie.
Well, I mean, he killed people in all the Batman movies. If you watch them and you're like objective about it, he's brutal in all of them.
Oh yeah.
In a way that's, he's not a nice person.
Plus, in Batman Returns, Batman's barely in the movie.
Yeah, the second Batman movie wasn't my favorite.
He's like in the movie, like I think what they say, 16 minutes as Batman.
Yeah, that's not a lot. That is not a lot.
So you want to, for these resonators, you want to take clean out the hole for the screw hole there and start your threads in there before you try to put the tailpipe on. Yeah. Thread the hole. It's kind of hard to get it to go. Hold it steady. Get it started. There we go. And Can you hear the dogs barking?
Mm-hmm. Excited about something.
Probably got a cat treed.
He says he thinks he did better work in the... Keaton is overrated as Batman. Those movies are boring. Out of date. Well, that's the Batman I grew up with. I don't know. I still think that the 89 Batman holds up.
89 definitely holds up. The Returns, not so much.
Batman Returns, the rest of the older Batman movies,
Yeah,
not so much.
Batman Forever and Batman and Robin are horrible movies.
Oh my god, yeah.
Even though Val Kilmer does make a good Batman, but when he's young like that, but it's horrible movie.
Darth says he thinks Michael Keaton did a better job in the Flash movies. Flash movie.
Yeah.
That movie was painful to watch. Painful to watch.
Needs to be a little tighter. Alright, we got the resonators together. Even though I still think they're mufflers and not resonators, because resonators are small, mufflers are big. We got the Batmobile. Now we got to have some more of the floorboard where you can mount the resonators. Get in the body here. See the tailpipes. Stop right here. Those clearly bolt to something.
Yes, he's asking. He says he thinks he did a better movie in that movie. Darth also goes on to say, do either of you have the Flash movie SH figure? No, I do not.
No.
I Ezra Miller.
I won't have anything.
Yeah. Won't have anything connected to that guy. And then he says, name withheld says, Batman is a lethal character because no way a man 250 swings from 1 to 2 stories, kicks a guy in the chest, and they live.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody probably also got some broken legs on that impact. Some ligament damage.
Well, if you think about too, like how much issues would it be for Superman to not hurt people?
Yeah, he'd really have to restrain himself.
Yeah. You'd have to have such unbelievable control over your muscles to be that strong and not hurt people.
Yeah.
It's like just doing this would knock people out with being that strong. You take your finger and just go poke and knock them out, if not kill them. Poke. But yep, we got through all our kits tonight. We got everything together. It goes together. The next kit will have the last wheel and tire for the Batmobile, so we can actually have all 4 wheels on the ground. So that's good and exciting.
That's funny. T-Mobile went down. I just switched out of T-Mobile last week.
What's wrong with it?
What's wrong with T-Mobile? They're way too expensive for what they offer. They build
No,
in
I mean, what's wrong with it
extra.
now?
Oh, I don't care. You want me to look?
I got T-Mobile. Mine's only $50 a month.
I got rid of T-Mobile because I'd rather pay $15 a month for the same exact service.
Well, I have unlimited everything. I have a former employee pricing plan.
Well, I'm not a former employee, so
I'm not either.
nor do I know any former employees.
I have a
T-Mobile is
friend
back
who worked for Sprint, had me on a friends and family plan, and when he left, they put me on what they call like a zero plan. And so I've been like unlimited everything, data, roaming, text messaging, everything, forever for $50 a month.
For everybody else, they jacked the price of all that up to like almost $100 a month.
And they would love to get me off of it, but it'll never happen because they can't, because it's part of the contract. I outlasted the company, man. I will keep going.
Yeah, so for everybody else though, they're charging $100 a month, and part of that is that they expect you to upgrade your telephone every year, so that you're stuck in a contract with them. But if you're not upgrading your telephone every year, then there's no point in having a $100 a month, cell phone.
Yeah.
Because they don't. That's like way overpriced. So I switched over to Mint Mobile, and I'm getting everything that I was getting from T-Mobile, and I haven't noticed any difference in the service quality or anything like that. So, and instead of spending $100 a month on my cell phone, I'm spending like $15. So there you go.
The off button don't work on my calibers.
I think it might be like, it could be, I think it goes up to $30 after the first 3 months, like $30 a month after the first 3 months, but that's still a savings of like, $70.
My calibers won't turn off.
Yeah, Darth, that Justice League, the one where he fights Darkseid, that one is one of my favorite, and the one where he fights Shazam is another one of my favorites.
Yep. Captain Marvel. He was still Captain Marvel when he fought him.
Did they change that eventually?
New 52s when they changed them to Shazam. That was around 2012. He was Captain Marvel from when they acquired the company that owned Captain Marvel on until 2012 when they did the 2011 when they did the new 52 reboot of the DC Universe. They changed his name to Shazam.
Yeah, it was a cool episode.
But anyway, that's our show for tonight. We got all the different kits built up. Should be, probably end up doing another one of these this month since I got another kit coming to me. I get a baseball cap in that one. But anyway, thank you again for coming out and hanging out with us tonight. And new 2011. Let's move it to 2. We should have a Whip It Thursday this week, and we'll catch y'all next time. Y'all have a good night.
Y'all have a good night.